Here's what you need to use a printable to trace your design onto any painting surface. First of all, you need your tracer or the design that you want to use. Second, carbon paper. Third is a tool for tracing. I have this little metal tracer tool, but you can also use something like a pen or anything that has a fine tip to it. And the last thing you need is, of course, your surface. So carbon paper will trace, pretty much to anything. You could trace it to wood, canvas, paper, maybe metal. I haven't tried metal, but you could probably do metal too. So for an 11 by 14 tracer, you're going to want to cut one of the dotted lines on either piece of paper. Don't cut both, just one. And then you're going to use the other dotted line to line those up. After you've got that where you want it, you're going to want to use some tape to tape down the two pieces. This works best if you tape in the places that don't have line work. So you want to avoid taping over a place where you would need to trace. It's not that big of a deal, it just makes tracing it a little easier. The tracer tools tend to get caught up on that tape. The next thing you're going to want to do is grab your carbon paper. If you're doing an 8 by 10 canvas, all you need is one sheet. If you're using an 11 by 14 canvas, taping two pieces together helps. So I'm going to turn this over where the waxy side is facing down, and I'm going to tape the back of the tracing paper together. I'm just going to get these kind of close together. And now we have a sheet of carbon paper big enough for our 11 by 14 canvas. After that, all you're going to do is place that carbon paper down on your canvas. You want to have the waxy side down. This is the side that has the transfer on it. So the waxy side down, and then you're going to position your tracer over the top of that. Once you get that tracer where you want it, just place a hand to steady it, or you can tape it to your canvas. But if you're tracing more than one, it can be kind of tedious to tape it to your surface over and over and over again. So I just like to place my hand on a part of the design, and then as I'm tracing, I will just carefully move my hand around, making sure that I always have a hand on the surface so that it doesn't get bumped or moved. After that, all you're gonna do is pick a place to start and start tracing. You don't have to use super hard pressure. Light pressure does really well with this. And I like to start usually at the top so that it's easy to track where I am. Or if you're using a pen, this can be useful to actually draw as you go. So then you can see where you've been, which is really nice, especially if you're doing more than one, because the first one is easy to keep track of. After that, you kind of start losing track of, did I trace that line? If you do lose track of where you've been, all you have to do is place your hand, and very carefully without shifting the paper, you can just take a peek underneath and see where you've been and then continue. Once I'm done tracing, before I move the paper, I'm just gonna peek underneath, make sure I haven't missed any lines. See, like right there, I missed a line. So I'm just gonna go back, whoop, put that in real quick. There we go. Okay, check the other side. Looks good. So now we've got our design trace onto our 11 by 14 canvas. If you're using an 8 by 10, the steps are exactly the same. You just don't have to do any taping because you'll have one piece of paper for the canvas. Now you're ready to paint. If you'd like to follow along for how to paint your design, check out my step-by-step painting videos. These are so fun if you're painting with friends. If you don't want to trace, I also have paint kits available with all the paint, brushes, pre-traced canvas, everything you need to have a really fun paint session. To find those kits, as well as other printable tracer designs, check out my Etsy shop in the link down below. Thanks for watching!